Hello, Rupert Gibson here, school games organiser for Lincolnshire South East. This is just a quick video to try and help schools who are wanting to book onto school games events this year and are having some issues with the new system, which is not surprising. It is new and there are a few little quirks to it, and there's still a few little errors in the system to get used to. So I'm just going to run through this ever so quickly. So first things first, you do want to be logged onto yourschoolgames.com, www.yourschoolgames.com. If you've been on here before, then you can just log in with your email address and password, and you can see I've done that here. I'm logged on as myself, and in this case I'm logged on as a secondary school teacher. If you've not been on before, you can just register. You put in your name, your school, your position in the school, your email address, and it then prompts me to accept you, and then you get sent an activation code to get set up and set your password. If you are registered but you've forgotten your password, just drop me a message and I can reset it for you, no problem. So let's assume you've got this far, you're logged on as yourself. Brilliant. You can have as many users from your school on as you want. So just if you're new to the school, if there's 2 of you, 3 of you, you can get as many people as you want on your whole department. If you're a secondary school, could be logged on, no problem. There is loads of stuff on here which I'm not going to go through at the moment, but it's worth a good look through. There is lots of resources on here and details, formats of all the sports, school games, mark information, inclusive health check, blah 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 blah. But we're looking today at events. So first stumbling block with this, and people are messaging me quite quickly, are saying I can't see any of the events. It says there are no upcoming events, and that's because it is set by default just to show your own events, your own intra-school events that you've set up. So you might have added an event here. You can see there's an option for do that. It's very easy to do, and you could just pop it on. You want to do an inter-house school games rounders competition, an inter-form school games cross-country race, and you might just put them on here, and then all your events will show, and you share that with your parents and whoever else, and I could see them and everybody could see what great work you're doing. You'll see here it does say they've done 3 events, and they are in fact 3 past events that are showing up because they're ones that I've put on. So to see all of the events in your area, including the ones that I've set up for you, you just need to do a tiny bit of filtering. So we go here to filter events. You could search for a particular sport. So if you're really interested in trying to find out about the tri-golf, you could start typing in there and you could find it anyway. But here we go. We've got to put down what level you want, autumn. But most importantly, you need to change it from our events to all events in our area. And I'm just going to change this from secondary to all year so you can see them all, and virtual and non-virtual are all there. And if I press the submit button, hey presto, here are all the events running this autumn. So between the 1st of September and Christmas. So you can see them all here. All the dates, just some very general information there about location and times. They should all say naught schools, naught participants until after the event, when I just confirm who's turned up and the numbers of boys and girls that have been there. But some of them are, for some reason, showing some participation data already. We don't know why. So let's have a look at this one, because the deadline for this is tomorrow at time of filming. So if I have a look here at the cross country, so we want to enter that. I put on here some basic details that there are 4 races for those 4 groups, that in each race there's a squad of up to 10 in each race with the top 5 scoring. So you could just send 5 and they all score, but if you send 10, the best 10 will score. It says here any other important information, so I've put on here we will require 1 adult from each school for the morning to assist with officiating and scoring. I've also got a link here to some more information. It won't let me put a hyperlink in, so I'm afraid there's not a button you can press, but if you copy and paste that link, that will take you to a much more detailed document with all the start times, finish times, things not to bring, things to bring, the full risk assessment, all that sort of stuff is there. Details of the venue, date and time, my details if you need to get in touch, number of schools entered. You can see that so far there are 9 schools entered into that event with a maximum capacity of 50, so plenty of room for people to come to cross country. Because we're 4 races, this one is split between 4 different competitions, and this should say year 3-4 girls here, and that should say year 3-4 boys, and that should say year 5-6 girls, and that should say year 5-6 boys, which it does actually on my PC. But for some reason I don't know, it's because I'm looking at it on my mobile phone or because I'm logged in as a school user, it's not showing that, which is really unhelpful. What is useful here is that if you open those up, you can see who's coming. So you will be able to see if you want to share buses with people, either by coming from the same place or picking them up a long route, you can see everybody else that is coming, so you can work out who those schools are. So let's say you want to enter, you click on this top button here, request entry, and you can say, well, I just want to come to the year 3, 4, so year 5, 6 aren't allowed out, so we're going to put those. And if you want to, you can add additional comments here. So the sort of things we're getting in there are, could we bring 2 squads if there's space? So you can put in some requests like that I can pick up with after the deadline has passed. And then you just press this request entry to event. You will get a notification on screen to say that's been successful, it's been successfully received, and then when I pick it up and have time to look at it and approve it, you'll get a message and you'll show on it as being in place. So I'm just going to pop back a little bit and just show you a couple of other things. So first of all, just to point out that school games is very much about inclusion and about including as many different people as possible, and particularly those least active and most needing our support. So you'll see that for lots of them, it will say that this Tag Festival here is for the least engaged pupils. This Boccia event is for special needs pupils. Some are specifically for girls, so you'll see that girls are on there. Here, this one is for your least engaged boys. This one is for people struggling with transition. So please bear in mind that you're not going to be sending your best, strongest, most sporty pupils to all of these events. If it doesn't say anything, or if it just says competition, then you can assume that it is for the very, very strongest. So if we looked at this sports or athletics, teams of 6 boys and 6 girls take part in running, jumping and throwing events. It's that's your strongest pupils, your best pupils. That's best, your most sporty pupils. If you went for this one for least engaged, it will tell you a bit more about it, and it will say we're asking for you to send 10 boys in year 5 or 6 who are the least active and engaged. I need to typing error there, I need to change engaged, and it'll tell you a little bit more about it. So please do have a read through. Don't just assume that you're bringing your top sporty girls, top sporty boys to each event. We are running a number of events this year where there are choices in terms of what sort of level of competition you're looking for. So if we look for an example here, the 5-6 football, it says here we can split the event between schools who want to be competitive, schools who want to play for fun, and small schools. So, and it says please make your choice in the additional comments section when you enter. So if you were coming to this one, you might say here, we would like to be in the super competitive league, please, because we want to win it and go to the county final if possible. You might say we want to be in the fun competition. You might say we're very small, we've only got 40 pupils in year 5-6. We want to be in a small school competition if possible. So that gives you a little bit more information there about the different events. So hopefully that helps. You get logged in, registered, change that filter to all events in our area, and then you should be away having a look at what we've got on offer and getting some entries in. Do bear in mind that some of them, particularly the indoor events, do have a capacity on them. So if we look at sports or athletics, for example, wrong term. We can only cope with a certain number. So please just be careful you don't miss the deadlines on those. If you've got any questions or problems, please get in touch. Usual channels. Hope to see lots of you at loads of school games events this year. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.